We were in Baton Rouge, and I had been off. That was my first show back. I'd have my shoulder scoped. That was at the end of me and Ricky Steamboat, the tenure. That's why they did the Dos Hombres. And I was off. And the whole time that I was off, I kept getting phone calls from Jim Ross, complaining specifically about Sting and Luger. That they were divas and they were hard to work with and they didn't appreciate anything, that they were going to split me and Johnny up and give me a big singles push. So I worked hard to get in shape, and I come back and I'm sitting in catering, and Missy Hyde had just come out of the production meeting, and she sat down at the table with me, and I've known Missy since GWF, obviously, and she said, "Boy, Shane, I don't know what you did, but they were talking terrible about you in there." I said, "About me?" I'm thinking like Missy's got something mixed up, right? And she said, "Yeah, they were just saying terrible things." So I thought, I want to go find what the hell's going on. So I go look for Jim Ross. And as I'm looking for Jim Ross, I run into Teddy Long and Undertaker, Mark Callous then. And he said, "Yeah, Shane, he's just a manager at this point." He was like, "Yeah, Shane, tonight you're going to be working with Mark Callous. He's going to beat you in 2 minutes with a Hart punch." I went, "I'll put him over. I'm going to put him over that way." And I went to look for Jim Ross again. I find him, and he tells me that Teddy had it all screwed up to go find. Now they start me on this goose chase this way, right? So I go. He tells me to go talk to Jody Hamilton, who I'd always gone along fine with. And I go find Jody, and I'm in the doorway. He's sitting here looking like this. He won't even look at me. And he said, "Shane, you'll do what you're told to do tonight, and you'll like it." And I said, "Then watch me walk the hell out of here." And I threw a garbage can at him and go and get my bag. And Tom Zank, Brian Pillman, and Johnny Ace all tried to stop me and say, "Don't walk out on this contract." And what they didn't know is I'd been talking to Pat Patterson I'd never stopped talking to him from the early days of my career, just calling, "Hey, checking in," whatever, that kind of thing. And Wahoo, McDaniels came in and said, "Kid, don't do this. Don't walk out." I said, "Wahoo, I love you. I respect the world out of you, but I'm leaving." And I left. I went to the Baton Rouge airport and I called Eddie Gilbert because I always valued Eddie's input. And I would bounce things like this off of him. And he said, "Don't fly to Pittsburgh tonight. Fly to Atlanta before you go to Pittsburgh and let Jim know." Because what was going on at that time was in the office, they were saying one thing, the TV taping was going to be this. Then they'd get out in the field and they would change this to that, and do whatever they wanted in the field. And they were, mixing up behind Jim. Not that Jim heard any idea or would understand it. So I stop off and I go in 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm waiting for him to come in. He comes, calls me into his office, and I sit down and he starts lecturing me, telling me, "I know what you're about to do, and you're about to make the biggest mistake of your life. And I've got something I've got to show you and to prove it to you," and all this. And he's looking through his file cabinet, and he finds this piece of paper and he pulls it out and he hands it to me. As I reach for it, he pulls it back and he says, "Now, you're probably not going to be able to understand this, being that you're a wrestler." And I grabbed it. I said, "I don't understand any fucking thing you have on this desk." And Jesus Christ, I go, "Oh, could you be any more condescending?" Right. And I looked at it, and what it was WCW's ratings combined with Memphis's, combined with Portland's, combined all the other companies that were still, like 6-7 companies that were still running then, combined, and they still were less than WWF. and I looked at him and I said, "Do you understand this paper? Because you had a pimple on Vince's ass." And that was it. I walked out and left, and he said he'd give me my release, and I left, and ended up in WWF in 1990.